it's your girl Mary, and I'm back with another video. I'm so excited today because I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, traveling. Many of you may or may not know I just came back from South Africa, and I can't stop gushing about the country. I really can't. The food was amazing, the weather was impeccable, and it's just a country filled with culture and just history. So it definitely was educational as well as a nice vacation, a breakaway from the big city, because I am from New York. So today I'm going to be talking about what to carry on a plane with you if you are traveling an international flight for more than 14 hours. Yes, I was on a plane for more than 14 hours. I can't even believe it. It was a dream come true. But nonetheless, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the video. Just to give you a heads up, I will be breaking what to pack in your bag into 4 different categories in terms of entertainment, snacks that you might want to bring, some emergency items that you might forget, and then last but not least, for my beauties out there, I have some beauty secrets and items that you would want to bring with you. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. See you soon. So before we even jump into the categories, I want to say that what I always do when traveling, I bring usually just a carry-on suitcase and a book bag. I always have a book bag as my personal item when I'm going on the plane. So I use a simple book bag, nothing fancy. Book bag just like this. I love this book bag because it has a good front pocket. I love it because it has a side pocket. I always put a water bottle in it. And then I also love this pocket here because I can just put, you know, extra items. On my trip to South Africa, the book that I decided to read was Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. I absolutely adore Elizabeth Gilbert. I actually read her book Big Magic before I started reading this one. And when I tell you guys, I strongly recommend the book Big Magic. And Eat, Pray, Love, it's good so far. Maybe if you want me to review the book, I will. Just let me know in the comment section below. So definitely a good book. Now, if you're more technology savvy, you might want to go ahead and bring something like an iPad. I brought my iPad mini. I love this iPad mini. It's super light, it's super convenient. This case is totally cute. Ooh la la. It's actually from Kate Spade. I love having an iPad because you can download books on here, you can download movies on here, and thank goodness I had a few good movies on here. I actually downloaded the movie Dope. I downloaded the movie Age of Adeline, and I downloaded the movie The Woman in Gold. Oh my gosh, guys, The Woman in Gold was a really good movie. It was a lot better than I was expecting it to be. Not that I thought it was gonna be bad, you know, Ryan Reynolds was in it, but I just, you know, I wasn't sure about the movie, and I didn't actually get a chance to watch Dope. But nonetheless, I definitely recommend having an iPad with you. I personally downloaded one book on here while carrying one book. Because sometimes I don't know, I love the texture of, you know, some good pages. So definitely bring a book and bring an iPad. Now, in terms of your iPad, if you want to watch a movie on it, I definitely recommend bringing 2 sets of headphones. When I travel, I always bring 2 because my iPhone headphones, which I love and they're great, they're very useful, after a while being in your ears too long, guys, I just feel, I don't know, it irritates me. So I always bring a backup pair of headphones, like these Sony headphones. You can get them probably from any Sony store. I'm not sure if they still sell these. Like, these are super duper old, as you can tell. But I don't care. They work. They fit. Doo-doo-doo-doo. So yeah, anyways, I definitely recommend bringing 2 sets of headphones, and these headphones are really good for canceling out the noise, because the airplane can be super noisy in terms of me watching my movie on my iPad. The next thing you want to do to make sure that you are entertained is bring some type of music. Now, I have music on my iPhone, but I didn't want to kill the battery because there were no outlets on South African Airlines. I knew there weren't going to be. Like, if you ever traveled on Virgin from New York to LA, you know they usually like have outlets. Well, on this plane, I knew they weren't going to have any outlets, so I didn't want to burn up all my battery listening to music. So I went ahead and brought my iPod Nano. Very simple device. I made sure I downloaded all my music and everything that I would want on here previously before leaving. So that's something to take note of. And then last but not least, you want to make sure you bring your charger for your electronics. My iPod and my cell phone, and my iPad all only needed this one charger. So this was really good, convenient. Now when you're traveling internationally, you may or may not know this, but the outlets are not the same as they are in the US. So you want to make sure you bring some type of adapter, converter, to make sure you can plug in your devices. When going to South Africa, they have actually a very special type of charger, or outlet rather. It's a 3-prong outlet. It looks like this. This is actually the charger that I brought with me, but I also brought a backup charger, and I wound up using that charger because it worked just fine. I brought 2 just in case one didn't work. I don't want to be stuck somewhere and I can't charge my phone. So it's a 3-prong charger. I believe it's called Type M. It's a Type M charger. I believe South Africa is probably one of the only places in the world that uses this charger. South Africa and I believe Botswana also uses this type of charger, which is also located in Africa. So you want to make sure with all these items you should be thoroughly and fully entertained, and when all else fails, just go to sleep. Moving on to the next category. Pleasantly surprised that South African Airlines had really good food. I'll probably insert a couple of pictures of what they served while I was on the plane. However, I feel like in between they don't really give snacks the way they do on American Airlines. So I wanted to make sure that I brought things that I knew that if I got like a little bit of the munchies, I could go ahead and snack on something. So the first thing I recommend is some type of dried fruit, because I just feel like if I need a good burst of sugar, but I need something that's going to give me a little bit of energy, I just feel like dried fruit is the way to go for me. I also had these Belvita bites. They're not the best tasting things in the world, but it's just like if I know that I want to have a little bit of energy, because I think one of the biggest strategies of being on an international flight is that you want to balance your time right. You want to make sure that if it's morning in the country that you're going to, you're up, and if it's nighttime in the country you're going to, you want to make sure you're sleeping through that time, so that way when you get there the jet lag isn't as bad. So something like this that gives you a little bit of energy to make you stay up, I found to be helpful. I always, no matter what flight I'm going on, whether it's international or domestic, I always have some Halls on me because my throat can get very, very dry, guys, on the plane. And then obviously everyone knows the trick that when your ears pop in the airplane, one of the ways to prevent that is actually chewing on some gum. I like extra. It's good. It's not my favorite. I'm not really a candy or gum person, but I only actually chew gum when I'm going on a plane. So I don't really have a brand preference. And last but not least, I definitely always carry Airborne everywhere I go, especially if you're a person like me who loves going to concerts. I'm telling you, Airborne will help you. They have these now, these new like chewable tablets. I don't know if you can see. I'll get a little closer. Yeah, so you don't need water for these anymore, which is pretty awesome. It makes me happy that you don't need water. I can just kind of take one of these, 2 of these, and just keep it going. And then, I don't know about you guys, but I am such a tea lover, and I drink tea at least once a day. So when on a plane, again, to help you maybe go to sleep, I recommend getting some type of like nighty-night tea. This is one of my favorite brands of tea. I really do feel it definitely relaxes me to help with sleeping. But in those moments that I want to stay awake, I'll drink some green tea. I packed another form of bedtime tea by Yogi. Then I have my chamomile tea. I have some peppermint tea. I just keep them in a baggie just like this. So when it's time for them to serve dinner, lunch, or breakfast, I will go ahead and just pull out my own tea bag, just ask for some hot water. So I definitely recommend water. So that's it for the food and tea category, guys. Moving on to the next category, emergency, and making sure you always have a backup plan. Hey guys, so I know in the beginning of this video I mentioned that I would have 4 parts. Unfortunately, I'm having a little bit of software issues with my computer, so I had to break this video into 2 different parts. The first part you just saw, I talked about entertainment and the food that I like to bring onto the plane when I have long flights. The second part of the video, you will see what I bring on the airplane when I need medicine or anything like that, like my emergency aid kit, as well as what I like to bring for my skin because I get super dry on the plane. So if you're a beauty lover out there, you want to make sure that you definitely check out part 2. I hope you found part 1 to be helpful and useful. If you have any comments or questions, go ahead and leave them down below in the description area. In the comment area. Don't forget to check out the description box because I labeled the different sections that I think you might not want to miss when it comes to the videos. If you're like me, I like to skip through some of the videos sometimes. Just being real. And if you're that person too, don't feel bad. I labeled out the minute and the second in which you can fast forward the video. For example, if you want to see the food that South African Airlines gave me, you can go ahead to the minute and the second, and it's labeled down below in the description box. So I hope you check me out in part 2. I would love to hang out with you some more, and talk to you guys soon. Ciao!